Hello, my name is Curtis Lilly, aka Citruck Nuisance, here to tell you about the creation of George Wiseman, where I was, how I was doing it, and where the inspiration came from, and where the name came from. Alright, so, to start everything off, I was 11 years old. I was learning how to animate in art class in my 5th grade year. And guess what? It was awesome for me. Like, I always wanted to learn how to animate. In fact, that was where the spark truly began. So, I drew a goaltender making a big save between the legs, but I decided that's a little too much for the beginner artist I was. So I made a simple little character, and his name is now George Wiseman, but back then, he was, let's just say he was dubbed One-Armed Sporty Kid. And I drew a skinny little twig boy, and he had a big head and one arm. And we all know him to be one-armed. That has never changed. So, when I animated him for the first time, it was June 15th. We were cat sitting my cat. He's not my cat at that point anymore because he's taken custody by another person. But that's okay. We got to cat sit him. His name was George. And the cat inspired me to actually draw an animation for some reason. So George, the character, had a wall ball. I loved playing wall ball in elementary recess. I had him throw the ball with his non-dominant arm, which was his right arm. And he's supposed to be horrible at wall ball, but he decided to do it alone. But there was somebody in the window, I remember that much. And he was about to hit the window, but it just barely went under the window, and it bounced right back at him. And that was the episode. And then that wasn't it. That was not all. I had to do more. I was addicted. So the second episode, he was playing basketball. Fun fact, he couldn't throw. So he had to bounce the ball. He had long hair in this episode. It was flowing. It was going back and forth. It was flowing. And I had him slam dunk it. Somehow. A short little twig boy that can jump high for some reason. And then I was going to make a third episode. Never finished it. It was supposed to be him being a goalie again. Not a smart idea for a beginner. And then I had to move. So I never finished that project. Episode 4, however, was more finished than that one. And it had color. But it again, never finished. He was throwing a sandwich at a dinosaur that was coming out of the TV. It was a little too fantasy-esque. But I might make that again, just to be funny. I'm planning on making those classic George episodes, except for episode 5, which is finished, and you can watch it on my YouTube channel here. In fact, I'll put a link in the description of where you can find that one, so you don't have to go digging. So, back on track here. That episode is the first appearance of Beth. And I want to tell her own story on a different video. I'm thinking all my characters that I feel like need to be explained and how they were created should have their own videos. Even Bruce, because I do remember creating Bruce around the same time as Beth. So, a brief summary on the animation that she first appears in. George plays baseball and he hits a home run. And she walks off onto the field. No more than that. You don't need the spoilers. It's short. It doesn't matter. It's old. It's actually 12 years old now almost. Oh my goodness. Jeez Louise, I'm feeling old. Not really. But anyway, the whole point of this video is to tell the creation process of George. And when I started getting older, I was 13 in 2010. I didn't create anything George related. I was starting to create this thing called Butch the Bandit. Now, Butch the Bandit didn't last very long, but I do have a story for him. I just don't know how to write it and execute it properly. And then I made animations of him on Microsoft Paint, which you could find those on my channel too, but I just decided I'm not going to put the link in the description for those. I mean, they're very crude. More crude than even the George Wiseman one. Oh boy. Sporty George, episode 5. But back on track. Butch the Bandit is like a minor, secondary, more like trigary, whatever you want to call it, character that'll appear in a few episodes of George's next series. I won't go into detail there. But, anywho, I wrote a story with me, George. I had a pet dinosaur named Greg. This was for school. It was an original story we had to write for English class. I wrote the story. Butch the Bandit was about to steal George's Bible as he was playing his hockey game. And I don't remember how the story ends. I don't remember much of the story either. That was like 11 years ago that I wrote that. But I remember the basics. But the main inspiration for this video, I give a shout out to JFM Studios. Click on the link in the description for his video that inspired this one. His creation of Jeff Jefferson for Jeff and Taylor. I have to give full props to him for even giving me even the slightest idea of this kind of video. So, as we're getting close to modern age of George Wiseman, I've decided to really define the look of the characters and develop my own style. I was trying to go for the JFM style back from 2012 to 2014, and then I decided I'm going to try to mix some of my own favorite styles that I like to draw and make my own out of it, and now the Nuisance style was born back in 2014. And I wrote Intelligent Wiseman's first episode for the 10th time. Oh boy, episode 1 was a pain to write. Wrote it 10 different times throughout the years 2012 through 2014 through 2015 even. So 2015, the computer crashed, so I had to rewrite Intelligent Wiseman episode 1, which I'm glad I did, because it was a lot to take in, the previous episode version. It was crazy, like very, very crazy, like how much was in that pilot originally. I'm glad I stripped it down. There is just no way you would have liked that episode. But I'm doing this for me. I am not doing it for anybody in particular. I'm doing it because I am passionate about this animation series. Would I like to make an animation? Would I like to make a living out of animation? Yes. Do I want to be rich and famous? No. That's not the point. So to top this whole thing off, I want to make my concluding statement. It all stems down to one thing. I have such a passion for animation that I will work hard on this. Episode 2's animatic should be done by no later than August 9th. I will try to get that due date. I did it last year. I can do it again. And I also want to finish making episode 1 with the voices redone on my end and re-edited to where it all sounds good. I do think I can make it through this by myself. I mean, I'm animating all by myself here, and I don't really have a way to try and get help. It's kind of hard to do that. But here we go. Intelligent Wiseman is my project. That's my thing. I sometimes go on side projects like Fast Food and Rock and Roll, but that's basically a project within that project, which I will make some censored episodes of that. I will like censor the sound and everything for intelligent Wiseman viewing. But yeah. So that's basically the making of George Wiseman. I hope y'all enjoyed that, and I'll see you in the next video when I talk about Beth. That might take a while. I don't know what to draw for her, other than maybe the evolution of her look and the different changes, because there's going to be quite a story there. If you thought this story was long, this is even longer. And she's not even as old as George by a year. Well, anyway, you guys take care. I'll see you later. Peace out. God bless. And enjoy the rest of your day. See ya.